The Silk Road by me. So first, we're going to talk about the who, what, when, why, where, when, and how about the Silk Road, starting with the who. The Silk Road involved many different people, merchants, travelers, nomads, and empires such as the Chinese, Persians, Indians, Arabs, and Romans. The diverse groups traded goods, ideas, and culture along the route. Now for the what, it was not a single road but a series of overland and maritime trade routes. It was named after silk, the luxurious fabric that was one of the main goods traded from China to the West. Other traded items included spices, precious metals, textiles, and even ideas like religion and technology. As for the why, the Silk Road existed to facilitate trade and culture exchange between distant civilizations. It allowed merchants to sell goods that were rare or unavailable in other regions, creating wealth and spreading knowledge. As for the where, it stretched from China and East Asia through Central Asia and the Middle East to the Mediterranean and parts of Europe. It covered deserts, mountains, and vast plains, linking cities like Xi'an, Samarkand, Baghdad, and Constantinople. As the when, the Silk Road began around 130 BCE during the Han Dynasty in China and thrived for over 1,000 years until about the 15th century CE when maritime trade routes became more dominant. Trade along the Silk Road was carried out by caravans of camels and horses traveling across difficult terrains. Goods were passed from one merchant to another across different regions, often stopping at oasis cities for rest and exchange. Now for some causes of the Silk Road. It developed because of the growing demand for exotic goods and expansion of empires like the Han Dynasty and the desire to build diplomatic and economic ties. Some effects that the Silk Road had had was that it helped spread not only goods but also ideas, technologies, religions like Buddhism, Christianity, and Islam, and cultures across continents. It contributed to the development of cities and economics and helped shape the history of Eurasia. Now I'm going to talk about three biggest impacts that the Silk Road left, starting with the first impact, which is economic exchange and growth. The Silk Road created a vast network for the exchange of goods like silk, spices, precious metals, and textiles. This trade boosted the economics of many religions from China to the Mediterranean. Cities along the routes flourished as bustling trade hubs and merchants grew wealthy, encouraging further exploration and commerce. As for the impact to culture and religious exchange. Beyond goods, the Silk Road was a highway for ideas, cultures, and religions. It helped spread major religions like Buddhism, Islam, and Christianity across continents. Art, language, and technologies traveled along the route, blending cultures and creating new traditions that shaped societies on both sides of Eurasia. As for the third impact, which is technological and scientific diffusion, the Silk Road facilitated the sharing of inventions and knowledge such as papermaking, gunpowder, the compass, and medical practices. This exchange accelerated innovation and helped civilizations advance in science, navigation, and warfare, influencing the course of human history. Now, as some reasons why the Silk Road declined, starting with the first one. First, one major reason was political stability. The Silk Road relied on strong empires to protect merchants and maintain safe passage. When powerful empires like the Mongols collapsed, the routes became more dangerous due to bandits, wars, and shifting borders. Second, the new trade routes emerged. By the 15th century, European explorers discovered sea routes to Asia. Traveling by sea was cheaper, faster, and safer than crossing deserts and mountains. This made maritime trade more attractive than the old land routes. Third, the spread of diseases also weakened the Silk Road. The Black Death, which traveled along trade routes in the 14th century, devastated populations and reduced both demand and supply for long-distance trade. Finally, changing economic produced a demand for some Silk Road goods. As silk production spread outside of China, it was no longer as rare and valuable in Europe. Altogether, these factors, political stability, safer sea routes, devastating seas, and economic shifts led to the decline of the Silk Road. And that's the end.